Hello and welcome. We have another Q&A scheduled with filmmakers. These are the filmmakers, creative team behind 259, a short film you will learn a little bit about and hopefully pique your interest and check it out at the Twin Falls Sandwiches Film Festival, December 18th and 19th online. And let's meet our guests. Kody, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I am Kody Newton. I am the co-writer, co-producer, and director of 259. And
I'm Tiego Newton. I'm the actor, the main actor in 259.
Excellent. Or you can say star. You can say star.
Okay.
And Ryan, what was your role?
My name is Ryann Race. I was the cinematographer on this film. I also helped co-write it. Well, it's more Kody than me. I kind of came up with the idea and the concept, but Kody kind of took the reins and did everything with it.
Oh, great. Yeah. Well, let's start with Kody. What was the genesis of this, the idea? I mean, you are an ideas guy. I mean, you constantly come up with some great ideas. And what is it that triggered this film?
I am an ideas guy. And so when I hear a good idea, I try and jump on it. And I've been working with Ryan on a lot of different other projects. And he had always had this in his mind, the idea of this, 12-year-old kid or 11-year-old kid who is haunted every night at 2:59, the minute before witching hour. And so he had the idea, but Ryan's a little bit nervous to sit down and write it down on paper because then it's concrete, and then he's a little too vulnerable, I guess. So I liked the idea, and we just sat down in a coffee shop and powdered it out, and finished it and wrote it together.
Wait, is 3 o'clock quote unquote a witching hour? Is that a thing?
Yeah. So I mean, I believe in ghosts and spirits and things like this, but I'm always a skeptic first. And there's a thing called the witching hour, which is at 3 o'clock in the morning is when all the evil doors are supposed to open.
Oh, okay.
And bad stuff happens. So I didn't want to play off on the 3 o'clock. So I kind of figured, make it a little extra scary. Things start to happen a minute before. And that's kind of why we came up with the 2:59 aspect of it.
Yeah. And then you guys could have the sequel, 2:58.
Maybe, or 3 o'clock. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Oh, prequel would be 2:58, right? The sequel would be
2:58. Yeah. 2:57, 2:56. Yeah.
Now, Tiego, have you been in your dad's films before? Because your dad, shoots a lot of stuff. But have you worked with your dad before?
I have. There was a few before it, and then this one came up, and it was definitely the one I was most nervous for.
Yeah,
I've
because
never done anything like it.
you carry the film. So did your dad make sure you had your own trailer and team and everything?
I
Make
wish.
sure you get some soda and an orange.
Yeah.
About it.
Well, I'll help you find a good lawyer for your next contract that is taken care of. So Ryan, what is your trade or what is your primary role when you work on films?
Well, like I said, I'm definitely not a writer. I'm not a good speller or reader, so that's where I love working with Kody so much. But I just I don't even like to call myself a cinematographer. I like to just call myself a camera guy. I was kind of born with the camera in my hand, or ever since I was a little kid, I remember making films, and kind of much just like Kody, we've been making films our entire life. And, I've always kind of been fascinated with the music video world, so I think that's kind of where I get these ideas and concepts, and not necessarily, the written side of it. But kind of coming from that world, when me and Kody kind of collabed, it was kind of just a match made in heaven because I could get some of my ideas out and he could really make them shine. But yeah, I kind of like living behind the camera. When we're on these small sets, we tend to do a little bit of different things. I'm actually working on a feature right now where I'm boom mopping and finding that kind of fun. But my heart, my passion's always behind the camera.
Nice. So you definitely have the eye for things. Like that's your preferred skill set.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah. Well, the film has a great look to it. I mean, it's I think as most of Kody's work, he's very good at getting the right people and getting the best work out of everyone, and it works really well. Were there any any changes to the script, or as you went along, any adjustments you have to make? I know when we make indie films, I mean, you're constantly adjusting, but were there any that you could think of?
There was one main part, and essentially there's 4 scares in it. I mean, technically, the third scare involves the sheet, and we had planned for that to be a big climax, like much bigger than the scare right before it. But there was issues with the mask and the sheet coming off of that mask and pulling it down, because he was just going to be standing there still, and then the sheet starts to fall where he was going to have to confront the demons. But we don't own that mask, and when we started to try and do that, it wasn't pulling down right. It was we were scared he was going to break the mask, and so we we had to settle on that part, and you can kind of tell in the movie that it's just not as good as we want it to be.
Yeah. So you borrowed the masks from someone?
We did, yeah. I actually live in Salt Lake City, and we filmed this up in Idaho. And I transported it from one of my buddies who's like a demon collector, I guess you could say, of odd weird things. So he had this mask, and he accidentally, his son kind of broke it a little bit right before we were going to film. So he was already like, I don't know if I want to let you borrow it. But I think we actually returned it in better condition because of our special effects guy kind of propped it up a little bit better and repainted it. So I think it actually kind of paid off in our favor at the end.
So you're based in Salt Lake City?
I am, yeah. Well, me and Kody met when I moved up to Idaho because I was living up there for a little while. But some things brought me back here to Salt Lake City. So I tend to travel whenever Kody wants me up there, and I would love to be up there a lot more. But yeah, we seem to always film up in Idaho, and it's worth the drive because I love working with Kody.
Yeah. Well, I definitely think that both Salt Lake and Idaho, their film industry is burgeoning. I mean, I'm always amazed, especially with Idaho, just the number of projects that get, every year, and the quality gets better and better. So that's really nice. So in Salt Lake, what is your are you primarily working in film, or
yeah, so one of my main gigs is I'm one of the lead camera ops for Dry Bar Comedy, who's through VidAngel. I've been doing that for the last 7 seasons. I actually just got done working 2.5 months with Kody on The Chosen. Yeah, we just got done doing that, and actually I just left that a day early, and I've been working the last 2.5 weeks on a show called American Murderer, about a guy, Jason Brown, who shot and killed an armored guard down in Arizona about 16 years ago. So I say, it's film business. You're either super busy or you're doing nothing at all. So
yeah. Well, also in light of what's going on,
yeah,
I think that's great that you're getting a stream of work.
Yeah, it's very well. Usually winter kind of dies down in the film business down here in Salt Lake, but because of COVID, this is the first Christmas I haven't had to worry about Christmas, so it's kind of a blessing.
Yeah, I was going to say I feel like there's an urgency to get more projects finished before the end of the year.
Yeah, we hope things will start to pick up now that Yellowstone moved to Montana. So
yeah,
we're trying to get Kody down here and work a little bit more too. So
hey, I travel.
Tiego, do you think you're going to pursue acting?
I'm not really sure, because it would depend on the films.
Yeah.
There's just morals that in front of it.
Yeah, and I do think that you're still young, and it's good to keep explore, see what you like. I think that the world is your oyster, literally. Okay, so any last thoughts on 259? I'm excited to share it with our audience.
Okay.
I'm sorry we can't be live this year, but hopefully next year for 3 minutes, for 300, we will have our live event. But so check out 259 December 18th, 19th online with the Twin Falls Sandwiches Film Festival. Okay, thanks everyone. Thanks for joining us today.
All right, thank you.
Bye.